everyone, I'm Christian with SDMETAL, and we're here with the one and only Bonded by Blood. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
Hey, what's up? I'm Carlos.
Jessie, bass.
Cool, right on. Now, we're outside the Glass House here in Pomona. You guys just fucking killed your set. You had everybody going for you. Great turnout. Talk to me a little bit about how that went, playing here in your hometown. Home area, I should say.
Yeah, anytime we play in Pomona, Pomona brings it.
It's a pleasure just to play at the Glass House. This place is like one of the best places to play, and it's like we rehearsed 10 blocks from here.
Wow.
And it's great to like see such a good turnout.
That's killer. Now, also on the bill were White Wizard, who played before you, and Vector, who played after you. Have you guys played with any of those guys before?
Yeah, plenty of times.
Definitely.
White Wizard, we played with a dozen times, and we played with Vector a lot way back in the day.
Really?
Yeah, back when they lived in Arizona.
Wow, that's rad. Now, tell me about the cover you guys played for your encore. You did Critical Mass, Nuclear Soul, which was also featured on the digital copy of your new album, The Aftermath. How did you guys kind of decide to play that live instead of just keeping it on record?
Just at rehearsal, we were like, what should we play for the set?
Yeah, we're like, we gotta do something cool, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's fun, dude. It's like, we're here to have fun. It's like, when you hear songs like that covered, like, I love it. Like, I like to hear it. So it's like, we always throw covers in. Like,
That's
it's almost
great.
on every set.
That's great, and especially, you know, everyone knows all the words.
Yeah, it's a good popular song.
Yeah, especially a
People
band
get into
that doesn't come around that often.
Right, I
Like
think
Nuclear Soul.
John Connolly's like a school teacher now or something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
And
and
we were actually fortunate enough to play with him in Puerto Rico.
Wow.
So we got to hang out with
Dude,
him a little bit.
we drank all their shit.
We drank
So
all their
funny.
beer.
While they played, and they came back and we kind of felt bad, man.
well, speaking of which, so today's show is it was a matinee show, but it was an all-ages show. Do you guys notice a pretty big difference when you're playing with a bunch of kids and usually the 21 and up venues?
Well, it's hard to say because I mean it was also a free gig,
Yeah.
so it's like you get a different crowd with free. You get everybody that's
Yes.
coming. Like you don't have nothing to do on Saturday, you're coming.
Yeah.
But I mean, as far as the younger kids, I mean, my nephews were here and they're like 3 and 4.
That's great.
And I had them in there.
Jesse, you had some of your family here,
I
right?
had my aunt and also
I don't
some
know if
cousin.
my grandma made it. She turned 87 just the other day.
Wow, congratulations. That's great. Now, tell me a little bit about the new album, The Aftermath. I mean, it came out a few months ago, but, you know, newer, your most recent. The cover really grabbed me because it's kind of more computerized, whereas it seems like most thrash metal artwork is kind of like painted or drawn. So how did that go down for designing the cover for The Aftermath?
We were at Twan's trying to just figure out what kind of concept we wanted to go for the artwork, and we saw a bunch of just different artists' portfolios and stuff, and I think the cover that stood out, the one that we chose, that one stood out the most, and just eventually after we changed like a couple of things on his original piece, we ended up just getting that. He's a really talented guy, actually. I wish I could remember his name completely. It's like Vitaly something.
What's cool about this one is it's weird because we were trying to go for something so simple because we always have like big landscapes.
Right.
And we were just like, let's something simple, and it's like the complete opposite.
Yeah.
It's like that's a really like a lot of shit to find on
Yeah.
the thing, and but it came out really good. Like it's my favorite so far. It's so badass.
Yeah, no.
It fitted the title well too.
And then we got that laser beam going through the logo.
That's killer. It's really clean, and all the details kind of with the city and the windows and the lights. I mean, that all looks great. Tell me a little bit about your writing process, because I found it interesting that you guys write smart. And I'm not sure if you do it on purpose, but you know, there's a lot of those courses where you can just listen to the album and hear everyone go like, hey, or, you know, hear the little breakdowns and have the pig go crazy. You guys do that on purpose, like try to make something for a live show, or does it just pretty much all flow out?
Yeah, that just kind of happens.
But there is perspective is like we just play like what we would like to hear, like what we find enjoyable at shows, and like what our personal influences are. They're just like mashed together, and it's just like as long as we're having fun, like on stage and playing the music, then it's like you like it, then you can do it with us.
That's great to hear. That's great to hear, because you know, so I feel like so many people just take their music like too seriously, so there's not a lot of room for, you know, so much creative stuff. It's like we gotta have this, we gotta have that.
Yeah, we took a lot of chances also on this record. We tried to branch out a little bit. It was Maro's debut of mine in this record, so obviously the writing, there's a little more influence, different kind of style influence. So we thought that we were just going to be honest with each other when we were jamming and just play whatever we felt.
Maro's influence was quite interesting. Like, he brought his like few ideas to the table. Like, I remember he had pretty key parts. I don't know which ones, but like,
and we didn't know what to expect in the beginning.
Everything came together so smoothly. It was really weird how that album came so smoothly.
Yeah.
Easily. It was weird. Like we worked hardest on this album, but at the same time it was like, wow. And it was actually like
Great. Yeah, and it flows together. I mean, just listening to it as a whole, you know, I mean, the songs fit well. Nothing feels out of place. Nothing feels forced, and I really like that.
Yeah, if we wrote a riff and like it didn't sound right the first time, we were honest to be like, yeah, you know, that could be better. So like, we would,
better. So
we find a way
bring
to
it back to the table.
Great.
Find a way to dissect
reopen
it.
every song at least 2 at a time.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Also, one thing I'm curious about is, well, one thing we talked earlier about the Nuclear Assault cover is that's only on the digital copy, if I'm not mistaken, and you have Rage Against the Machine Killing in the Name on every copy. So why Nuclear Assault only digital?
Because honestly, I mean, we like to have like hidden stuff that like hard to get your hands on. Stuff sort of stores in the house. I like to do that. I like to put stuff out there that people don't always know about. It's all about like secrecy to me. It's like originally we were just like, let's just record it so we can have it. Like, we have a recorded song, we can put it out whenever we want. And so we're just like, well, if you get pre-order the digital copy, that's a cool.
That's a great incentive
and then
too.
and then not only that, I'm sure you just download it. It's a fun song.
Yeah. Now, I mean, this is kind of your going away show because you guys have a big tour in Europe with Vader and Aborted. Talk to me a little bit about that. Are you guys? I mean, what are you guys' thoughts about that? I mean,
we're all excited. We're all looking forward to it.
It's the first time. Well, Maro's toured with us in Europe before, but I mean, like, I felt bad because it was just horribly booked and non-promoted. We joined the tour with Lazarus like 2 weeks before we left, so there was like no promotion. No one knew we were coming, and we just went. And it just, you know, I just felt bad. But now that we're going with like Vader, it's a real package. It's gonna be sick, dude. And like, these guys don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of European metalheads are pumped.
It's so like different.
How was March to Hell?
There's
how can you describe? I was gonna say that. I'm like, how can you describe
you need to do
Paradise?
Anything, like to set a goal to save to do something like that.
It's
so
it's
March to Hell.
Let's do it.
Or Vakken.
I haven't attended Vakken yet.
Okay, I had an opportunity to play Vakken a few years back, and as a fill-in,
I have played
hard to
some
compare.
pretty sick festivals, and I have to tell you, I mean, there's bands playing from 10 a.m. to 4:30 in the morning. 2 bands at all times.
God.
So, and you could just you could go out to the pool deck and watch. You could go in the hot tub. You go to the bar. They give you money like to spend on their alcohol. You could go right to your room and order room service, no charge.
I saw Mayhem in the
24 hours.
No.
I was in a jacuzzi and I saw Mayhem with some like European people and like talking and stuff, and got to see fucking Mayhem with the fucking
Havoc was sick.
jet going to my back.
Was sick, dude.
That's great. Speaking of Havoc, they're another one of the bands that are kind of in your guys' league with the whole kind of new wave of thrash metal thing. You know, also Maro always wears his Warbringer shirts, and you know, you got like Municipal Waste, Toxic Holocaust. So what's kind of your impression of this whole kind of scene with the younger kids attending more of the newer shows and the newer bands kind of touring, releasing albums, doing their thing? I mean, what are you guys' impressions of that?
Well, to see the scene still be thriving the way it is pretty refreshing, especially being a metal fan in general, you know. So yeah, I mean, it's great that like all these bands, all these creative bands, they're writing some really killer stuff. Well, who do you call? No, but yeah, there's a lot of really good music coming out, and these bands, just all these like bands like you mentioned, Havoc and Warbringer. I mean, they just make you get inspired more, you know, and you get ideas, and it's just cool, like to meet people like that too, and just like ask them how they write, and
Right.
just, like get input, get insight, you know.
Definitely.
How they play and
It motivates you.
how they do their business.
For sure. Now, what would you say are some of your favorite songs to jam with that aren't necessarily bonded by blood? Because I think a lot of people forget that the people on stage are also people, you know, in the audience at other shows. And what are your favorite songs to jam on with us?
You saying like covers or
Yeah,
styles?
covers.
In
Like
the
if you
rehearsal
guys,
room?
if you guys like warm
Dude,
up.
Dude, we
fucking
fuck
around.
with so much shit,
Yeah.
dude. Like we play with everything. Like we're just fucking around with like Chili Peppers and
Yeah.
fucking,
Nice.
We'll change
yeah,
it
dude.
up, just
Fucking,
fucking
we'll do
around.
some like Chili Pepper. We'll even do some like Blink-182 or Nirvana.
Yes.
Oh,
Just
come
be
on! Yeah, put that on there!
Just to fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, just to fuck off.
Yeah,
we
just-
won't play them from start to finish.
Yeah,
no.
We'll just
Okay.
play the riff.
Just like
Okay.
dicking around, you know.
Definitely.
Or we'll just like bust some stupid shit like Dream Theater, like some crazy
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Like, Juan's
Cool.
fucking nuts on that shit.
Juan knows a lot of cool like 7-string.
Got that
like,
nice
covers.
7-string, just shreddy. And
Yeah, he knows a lot of cool covers too when it comes to like 7 strings.
that's awesome.
Yeah, Thrash Metal, that's
Hell yeah. Now, tell me a little bit about, I mean, your favorite songs to jam, but some of the artists that you like to watch. Like go see in
fuck,
concert.
Dude, I'm not kidding. Like, man, like, there's nothing like Death Angel, man.
Death
I'm not
Angel.
kidding.
Great.
Like those
Fantastic
guys,
live
they're
band.
so freaking underrated and kills me inside, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm stoked for them to get that recent Carlos Jr. ad. Like, they just, I don't know if you've seen that.
They're so sick. Carlos Jr. They're playing the Ultra.
Yeah.
What?
So it's really. Cool to like, actually, we just got off tour with them, so like, it's cool to see like your bros, like, you know,
Yeah,
getting
it's so cool to
getting
like see
pushed.
somebody, you know, like his music on a fucking Carlos Jr.
Definitely.
It's like holy shit, like damn.
Great. One thing I liked about today is it was a matinee show. So I think the first band, White Wizard, played at 1 or 2, and then I mean Oceana's playing right now, and they're going to be done like a little bit after 5. So it's nice for everyone not to have to go home.
You got your whole night ahead of you.
Definitely. Even though it's still freezing
Great
right
night,
now.
man. It's
But
Fucking freezing
Yeah.
right now.
Oh my God.
It's hard to pretend like you're not cold when you're fucking
Yeah.
cold.
yeah, luckily, Carl, you got your sweater. But
Yeah.
good. Well, thanks so much for your time,
Team
guys.
Hans.
Team Hans.
Yeah.
What's up,
Yeah.
Hans?
Thanks so much for the time, guys. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you
Awesome.
for having us.
Thanks.